Good afternoon. I'm Jerry Carafa. I'm an athletic trainer here at Colorado State University. And today I'm here just to give you all the information and tell you all about what a concussion is. We got a little presentation here for y'all to take a look at. Pretty much, a concussion is a brain injury. It's caused by a direct or an indirect blow to the head, which rattles the brain essentially. Examples of that could be getting hit by a baseball in the head or a soccer ball, contact with another player or the ground. It ranges from mild to severe. It can change the way that your brain normally works. It's different in every athlete. If you don't lose consciousness, which most people think that I didn't get knocked out or I didn't black out, so I don't have a concussion, but that's not true. You can still get one, just from taking a hard hit to the head and being dizzy. Some signs and symptoms of concussion. You have up here, you got a loss of consciousness, blurred vision, dizziness, double vision, confusion, nausea, amnesia. I mean, all these signs and symptoms up here relate to concussion, and you have one of any of these symptoms, you definitely need to go get checked out immediately, because you could have concussion. Some red flags when it comes to concussions: if you or your player comes up, all these signs are really a red flag that you need to seek medical attention quickly, because you could have a serious head injury. All right, now I'm going to tell you a little bit about how to manage a concussion if you or anybody gets one and you come across it. The average recovery time is 7 to 10 days. Some are less, some are more. It's really, every concussion is different. Every athlete's different. And every patient in general is different. You have to have physical and cognitive rest. The average period for that is 24 to 48 hours. And you do that, that's your first stage, 24 to 48 hours. And you do that, that's your first stage really until your symptoms resolve. And you may have to have a psychological approach to it, because concussion with repeated head injuries, there's been cases where people have started to go into a depression or feeling sad all the time. And a psychological approach may be needed there. You don't want to take any medications, excuse me, that might mask or modify the symptoms. So you don't want to take any ibuprofen or Tylenol or anything like that, aspirin. You want to provide a detailed history of previous concussions, which you normally do that in your physicals at the beginning. Your play guidelines here. This is what you should do after a concussion, and these are your steps to getting back onto the field. No athlete should ever return back to the field or back to play the same day as a concussion or a head injury has happened, because you're not going to be fixed that soon. It's just not going to happen. The graduated protocol is what is used, and it goes with stages. There's 6 stages. It goes from no activity and just rest. Then you have a light exercise, which includes like a stationary bike or walking. Then you go to a sport-specific exercise, which can be running or drills, anything like that. But this one has no impact whatsoever. All this is no impact. Then you have your 4th stage. Your concussion comes back. Essentially, you go back to the 1st stage. You start all over again, and you can't be returned to play until you have absolutely no symptoms whatsoever. And each stage should be a 24-hour stage, so they should last for 24 hours. This is a way to help you prevent a concussion. You don't want to initiate contact with your head or your helmet at any point in play. Good technique is always needed, so you really need to get, like I tell coaches all the time, get back to the basics of practice, because good fundamentals will prevent a head injury the best. You want to follow the rules when regarding safety. You don't want to take any cheap shots at anybody or throw your body around. You go in and tackle the guy, hit him hard, but you don't want to be just reckless with your body. Go in and do a flying burrito in there and just take him out. You gotta practice and perfect your skills at your sport. I mean, good technique is the best prevention possible. Next thing we got here, this is what you should do if you think you or somebody else has concussion. You don't want to hide it. You need to tell your athletic trainer or your coach or your parents, wherever it's at, your friends. I mean, you need to tell them that you think you got one, because hiding it is not good. You never want to ignore a blow to the head. You also want to tell them if you think someone has a concussion. And if you don't get checked out, I mean, a concussion can affect your everyday activities. It affects your reaction time, your balance, your classroom performance, your mood. I mean, sleep's going to be off. All that can be in effect when you have a head injury. And then you want to take the time to recover. Your brain needs time to heal just like any other injury. So you got to give it that time. And you're more likely to have a second concussion if you already have one. So if you don't get over that one, then your chances of getting two are really good. And I mean, that can, it says right, I mean, repeated concussions can cause permanent brain damage, and it can cause death. So you gotta watch out for that. Right here is just a video that I put on here. That it's okay, to take Tylenol for your headaches, but you don't want to take any ibuprofen or aspirin, because those will mask the symptoms more than anything else. And you don't want to mask the symptoms when you're trying to fight a concussion. You can return to school. You can go to sleep. That's a big myth saying if you go to sleep, you're going to coma. You can take a nap. Rest is needed. You can put ice on your head or neck for comfort. You can eat, but eat a small, light meal. And then, of course, rest is the best thing. You do not want to use aspirin or ibuprofen. Don't drink alcohol on it. You're already a little confused as it is. You don't want to take any medications. And you definitely don't want to drive or operate anything that could potentially put you or anybody else in harm. Plays a little faster. Athletes are bigger, stronger, faster. They occur more in females than males. It's most common, the three sports that's most common is football, baseball, and ice hockey. And then, when in doubt, get checked out. That's the saying right there. And that's pretty much it, all I got for y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed it. And let me know if you have any questions.